Hello folks, this is LKB here. I wanted to talk about Colin Kapernick. I know this is a long time and people probably done stopped talking about it. But I feel after watching the clip from Facebook, okay, we could talk about the author of the National Anthem all we want to. He was a slave owner. But we need to talk about is what we need to talk about is a spiritual component of the time. I've said this before to somebody at work. I said from the moment we got onto this, we stepped a toe onto this land, God has been trying to free us. God had a plan to set us free from the moment we stepped on this island. We were here for a purpose. And we talk about how bad slavery was and whatnot. We were here for a purpose. We had to suffer. Everybody has to suffer sometime. The Jews had to suffer for 40 years in slavery before they got their freedom and got to where God wanted them to be. We had to suffer to get to where we gotta be. But there are people who like to sit and dwell on the past of all the suffering and complain and cry about how it was so bad and whatnot, and you ain't never seen a day of slavery in your life. I don't want to stand for a flag that oppressed people for many years. Get over it. The of the matter is that God has been put us through these stuff, racism, slavery, to build us up, to get us stronger, to teach us some things. And the only thing we seem to have learned is how to be racist ourselves. We haven't learned anything good. We always worry about who wrote what, and it wasn't about us. And first of all, I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna make this point very clear. The moment we stepped on this land, God's been working to get us free. Now those lyrics were God inspired. Now whether they were true at that time, we know it weren't true. But the fact of the matter, the lyrics were meant to be for everybody, for a future. When God was on the cross, he said, forgive them for they know not what they do. It was for now and it was for later. The fact of the matter is, we all know that the Bible, when God forgave them, he was forgiving everybody that came after him. It didn't matter whether it was true at the time or not. The fact of the matter is, it was a message for everybody. Whether that period of time or next period of time. Are we slaves now? No. So that lyric means for us too now. Now we need to stop putting some emphasis on why we weren't free right away. You weren't a slave. You didn't just get free from slavery just 5 minutes ago. You never seen slavery. For you to be this effective is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ludicrous. This country is no longer oppressing people as they were back in those times. The only people oppressing us is ourselves. The matter is, we worry about what happened hundreds of years ago, and that's why we find ourselves going backwards in time, because we're looking back instead of looking forward. We must look ahead, not behind. The matter is, we worry about, Arthur Luther Scott was a slave owner, so was George Washington. But the matter is, they both wanted freedom of the slaves, but they couldn't do it at the time. It wasn't the right time. God said, no, it isn't the time. God has a time for everything. You need to be grateful that God freed you out of slavery when he did. And be grateful and say, thank God, God got us out. No longer are we a slave, but we are free. Free to do whatever we want to, whenever we want to. Even though we do go through struggles, we are free to do what we want. Instead of worried about, oh, we were a slave for 40 years. Oh, woe is me, I was a slave. My ancestors were slaves for 40 years, or 100 years, or 50 years, or whatever years. It doesn't matter. You can't change what happened. You can't change the past. You can't change the fact that slavery was a thing. It was been a thing before hundreds of years. It was been a thing before black folks. It was a thing before Jewish folks. It was a thing from the beginning of time. But the matter is, it's been a thing since the Egyptians were around. We black folks weren't only slaves to ever exist. There have been slaves of all races, both big and small. This crap about, we worry about, like, act like black people are the only people who ever to be slaves in the existence of America. But the matter is, Europe, everybody in the world had slaves at the time. Everybody in the world at that period of time had slaves. Europe ended their slavery before the U.S. did, but there's still slavery in some other countries. So don't be glad the U.S. actually ended theirs sooner, because there's still slavery going on in other countries. In the Arabian countries, there's still slaves there. Y'all crying over the fact that the national anthem was written by a slave owner. It doesn't really matter whether the national anthem was written by a slave owner. The lyrics are still true even to this day, that everyone deserves freedom. The question is the lyrics the truth? Not whether the person who wrote it was speaking out of truth, hypocrisy or not. Fact of the matter is, when God writes stuff in a certain time period, it's a message for the message for that period and for a message for the time to come. If those words were never written, and nobody ever written a word about freedom, nobody would be thought about freeing the slaves. Nobody would have said, oh, this is not right. We shouldn't have slaves and we should freedom. If nobody didn't write about freedom, even at a time where there was no freedom, then we would still be slaves. People don't think about this stuff and they open their mouth. Complain. That's all they know how to do is complain. They still vote for the people who wanted to keep them slaves. They vote for the Democrats who wanted to keep them slaves and keep them out of the voting booths. But yet they keep voting for these same people, talking about something different. But yet they keep brainwashing you, think they different. They brainwash you into thinking, hey, we need to think about X, Y, and Z. Did you know X, Y, and Z was a slave owner? Well, did you know that if it wasn't for X, Y, and Z, they wouldn't even thought about freeing the slaves? If it wasn't for him writing freedom for all, they wouldn't even thought about freeing all. People don't think about this stuff. If it wasn't for people writing about freedom and that everybody deserved it, then the white people who walked with us to free us wouldn't even thought twice about freeing us. Abraham Lincoln wouldn't even say anything about freedom and said it was wrong. He would kept thinking it was okay. God put these words even in the mouths of the enemy to get us where we are today. He needed to have people who didn't necessarily want us free, but he had to put that in their mouth to be an instrument to our freedom. It was a message to God that said, I'm planning on freeing you. Then it was a message to God, to the people who weren't free, that I'm planning on freeing you at some point. But be patient. Y'all complain and cry about how y'all were brought on a boat and brought here. You think it'll be better now? You know there's a genocide that's going on in Africa. It wouldn't have been no better. Y'all still be claiming over there. And there's still racism over there too. For real racism. But I digress. I want to keep preaching. You know, this is going to be my part. You always said I would keep my videos between 10 minutes long. Keep people's attention. And then I'll keep talking. I'll be back. Please like and subscribe.